quite windy, so I don't know how much you guys can hear me, but I was thinking about doing windsurfing here where my parents live. There are two beaches very close by, and there is windsurfing is available. So for years now my wife was telling me, go do windsurfing, because I tried it before I got lessons, and I did it once again when we were in Poland. So today I'm going to do it, and I think this will be a great highlight to capture, and then later it will be in the book. So let's see. So here we go. I picked this photo to draw because I think I look good, and it's right next to me. It will be right next to me on my phone, and I'm just opening my small travel size watercolors and setting it up the right way, and everything will look nice in the video for you guys. And here comes my tiny sketchbook. This is the first page. If you haven't watched it already, you can go and watch the part 1 from this No Effort Sketch Journaling Holiday Edition, Marmaris part 1. I was drawing my favorite fruit, incir, which means it's in Turkish, which means fig. And today, for the second day, I'm going to capture this, definitely a highlight of the holiday, trying windsurfing. Not just trying, I think I succeeded. I think you guys saw, other than a few failures, but I think it's part of the process. And every now and then you have to fall, otherwise it's just too hot. I was falling to get wet, so I could cool down. You know that, right? And I'm very happy with the first drawing. It turned out very nice and cute. This one will be a bit more complex, I think, because I want to show the sea and the sail and pretty much everything, even including the second person behind me. I picked my 05. This is pretty thick. I used to do my drawings with 01 for my traditional sketch journals, but for this continuous contour I realized when the lines are thicker, they seem more confident, and it fills the page better with this somewhat unsure and squiggly lines I'm making with. I like the end result better, so I would recommend you use a thick, strong black pen, waterproof pen for that. And I started with the surfboard straight away because that's the main subject. It will center me in the where I want to be in the picture, and also the sail. After that I will be scaling myself based on the sail and the surfboard. However, it's not like I did an amazing job about that. It's still somewhat okay, but when you look very closely, you can find mistakes in my perspective and portioning. And my advice for you about that is not to worry too much about it. This is not about capturing everything perfectly. It's about the feeling. It's about making art based on real life. You are using these photos of yourself or whatever you took photo of as a base, but from there you are ending up with a abstract painting. And is this exactly me, this person I'm drawing? Look, I'm not even paying attention to the face even, but when I look back, will this remind me of this day and me windsurfing? Definitely. So we are trying to arrive at not a perfect replica of this memory on our no effort sketch journal, but more of an abstract piece of art inspired by that moment. Remember that. And I might have paid extra attention to my apps maybe, but again, we are the artists. We can decide what we want to keep, what we want to leave out. And I think I look leaner than I supposed to be, but that's okay. This is not a perfect replica. It's a feeling of the moment. I was feeling lean maybe. So now I'm done with the general shape, and I will put some details of the sail. These kind of little details always help. They are very angular and straightforward, I think. Like not like drawing an apple. Like round organic shapes are more difficult for me. Maybe it is for you as well. And I find it easier to draw a building, a car. The lines are much more precise, and when I bring that with continuous contour, I usually really like the results. And after I am done with this, I want to give a bit of a texture of the sea as well. And to do that, I'm just doing some lines back and forth. The only thing I'm paying attention to, if you look, the further you go towards the horizon, those lines are getting closer to each other, and that gives a feeling of depth. So to the front, I kept them more spacious, and towards the back, I kept them closer to each other, so that it looks like it's going away from you. And in the distance there is the second sailor. Can I say sailor? What is a person who does windsurfing? If you do surfing, you're a surfer. If you do windsurfing, you're a windsurfer. Definitely not a winder. I think that means something else. Yeah, so I'm basically done. I'm just adding some extra details. As you can see, I'm working on my apps again. I added my nipples because you need nipples. And with the drawing portion, I'm done. And I'm pretty happy with it. I will add a little title as usual. This is a way for you to exercise your typography skills as well. I'm adding the date and the place. This is the place of the beach. It's called Uçba. In Marmaris district of the city Muğla, in a village called Hisarönü, there is a beach called Uçba, and that's where we were. And I will, in that moment, I was thinking how to do my lettering title, what to add there, and in which style. I decided to go with a blocky font combined with a cursive handwriting. I always like that combo, that two kind of contradicting different type of fonts always go well together. And here is the wind, and I will add the word surfing underneath, and then I will move on to the painting. Here we go. But I don't leave it there. The key with this kind of hand lettering is you do the downstrokes thicker, and this gives the feeling of I use the brush, because that's how it would end if you were using a brush. The downstrokes would be thicker, or a calligraphy pen, and the upstrokes would be thin because you can't press on the way up, and then it looks all better. You can learn more about this if you check out my Everyone Can Draw Letters class on Skillshare. I show all sorts of tricks you can use just by using your pen, how you can end up with fancy looking titles and hand lettering. And here we go, time to paint. There is not much in terms of color. I think I will just use 3-4 colors basically: the orange from the sail, and my red shorts, and the blue sky. Sorry, I'm not gonna go into the sky, the blue sea. I started with the orange. This, you can see, it turned out more pink than I thought, and my shorts are really red. I think it's called flag red, but it might be in Turkey actually. So I added a bit of the orange as well, so it was more balanced like I wanted. And I'm carrying that color to the title as well. I always do that. Whatever is the main color or the accent of the painting, I take that to the title. And now I'm gonna paint the sea, I think. I want to do that quickly before the these orange and red colors I added, because I want them to mix a little. I'm picking up extra paint from my let's call palette to maintain same amount of color across the sea, and after that I'm picking more water to bring that down. As you can see, under me is a bit darker, because that's a bit of my shadow falls on the sea, I think. So I add a bit more pigments there too. As you can see, the red from my short is bleeding into the sea, and some from the red I used for the title in the triangle is also bleeding into this blue of the sea, and that's something we want. And now, while the sea is still wet, I'm gonna splash oranges around. Again, like I said, this is based on your life, but it is like an abstract painting, and this kind of watercolor washes always helps, and it's to convey a message, to catch the feeling of the moment. And red, the blue of the sea is calm, and but the red brings more action to it, and it was a pretty good and full of action morning for me. Mostly the falling from the board part was the most action-packed moment, but still. And then I'm done with this. That was quick. I think all thing together I managed to do in 10 minutes. I will show you a closer look. Here is my setup. Over there my son was doing his own drawings. He was drawing dragons and dinosaurs. Here is the photo again that I was using as a reference, and here is the result. So I hope this will be a reminder for you that your drawing doesn't have to be exact copy of your photo. If you want to start your own, you can check out my Now for Sketch journaling class on Skillshare. The link is in description.